that's sort of part and parcel of what this club has sort of had to put up with so far?
Absolutely. You hear all the stories, but his consistency with his application and his moves has been the same since I met him last November. I think as coaches and media people and supporters, I think we all get a little bit impatient with athletes from time to time. We think he's making unbelievable progress. He's got to improve, but the way he's gone about his football since I've been at the club and the way he supports our younger players and your Trelaws and your Tommy Buggs and Dylan Shields, he's been enormous for us.
That type of talk from David Parker last night, it's the last thing he really needs. He's trying to concentrate on making success by switch.
Yeah, it's disappointing, but I suppose Israel's a very strong character, and he knows he's going to cop that probably most of his career. I use the example. I mean, Daniel Merritt, I was here for a long time at Brisbane Lions, for 17 years, and Daniel Merritt took 5 years before he was consistent as a full back. Yet we want Israel Folau to be a superstar in the first year. I think it'd be nice for people just to have a bit of patience.
You can see it though. I mean, you're organised to come. You can see that it's going to come.
No doubt. I mean, honestly, when I first rocked up with the Giants in November, you're thinking, rugby league person playing AFL and all that. And he did look a little bit awkward early, but his ability to just work hard to track, to learn. I mean, he's one of the guys who sort of seeks that help all the time. I work with him with his handball. I don't work with him with his kicking because I wasn't a great kicker, as you guys know. But his development, honestly, has been fantastic, and he'll get better and better because he wants to put the work into it.
At what point does Sheedy have anything to do with him, mate? Does he sort of talk to him much, run his eye over him? Any special coaching from him, or is that too early yet?
No, Sheeds is fantastic. Sheeds will pull out players from time to time. He does a lot of work with Israel in regards to his kicking action, his body work. I mean, Mark Williams spends a lot of time with him in regards to his viewing his tape, and so does Brett Hand, our development coach. So he's ticking all the boxes, and as I said, I mean, the last 5 to 6 months he's made some inroads, and we think he's tracking well.
Can you fast track someone like him, or do you just have to let him develop himself?
Well, I think he's got to let him develop himself. I mean, I think that he's got to put the work in, and he's doing that. If you look at, like, as I said, it's amazing that, we have young, talented draftees that come into our system. We expect they take 2 to 3 years to develop. Key position players take 4 to 5 years. But with Israel, we all want him to be this superstar straight away. And from what I've seen is over the last 6 months, he's made big improvements. He knows he has to improve more. We know he has to improve more. But the way he goes about it at our club has been enormous.
Have you settled on the position? Well, I mean, it's only 4 games in. Have you got that coverage still playing?
No, I think the coaches are pretty keen on him playing like that key position role at defence. Mm-hmm. I'm not saying they won't throw him forward from time to time, but I think that key defence role is what they're looking at. And as I said, I use Daniel Merritt as an example. I mean, Daniel has become just a fantastic full-back and a great leader of the Brisbane Lions Footy Club, and we said the same for Israel Folau at the Giants.
And the club, the way that things have gone this year, and you're playing in the national competition. I mean, with the Suns' experience last year, is everybody happy with how things are going? And perhaps, there's talk that perhaps you're 18 months behind the Suns were this time last year, but everything's okay?
Absolutely. I mean, the first thing we had to do was probably try and make sure that the younger players settled in the breakfast point, and we think we've done that. I mean, it's amazing what they've done. 32 players rocked up last November. Only 5 had cars. And all of a sudden, there was 12 that were 17-year-olds. The way they've settled in, and that's a credit to the whole staff of the Giants Football Club, the way they've settled, now we're starting to play some games. Mark Williams, Kevin Sheedy as coaches, John Quinn is our sports scientist. Things are tracking really well, and it's pretty exciting at our club.
Great year in Brisbane for a long time. How did it make you feel to see them going later in the season?
Well, it's disappointing because, I've got some great friends there and nothing will change. And you hope, they've been unlucky with 3 or 4 games they probably should have won. So the one thing I know about Michael Voss is under pressure, he normally finds a way to win. So I think I think he's the right person. But you hope they can get a win so they can start to believe. Obviously those narrow losses, losing John Brown and Staker, really hurt them at round 1. So I hope they can get a win, because if they can get a win, they start to believe, and I reckon they're not a bad side.
Michael Voss is the one to keep coaching him?
I think so, as I said before. I mean, I've had a lot to do with Michael, and knew him as an 18-year-old, and under pressure, that's when he's at his best. So I'd definitely stick with Michael.
Well done, mate. Good, thanks, mate.